My name's Reynaldo Mesa. I'm your host today. And hey, we're beginning a new year. So thank you for tuning in this afternoon. We got two great guests to kick off the year. We've been trying to get them on. We have Leandro Rodriguez here and Patrick Hurt, both with the Downtown Vision Inc. And I'm gonna let them introduce themselves as to who they are, how they end up in Garden City, and then we're gonna talk about downtown, all that's going on with downtown, the mission, what are we trying to accomplish? Because as we all know, across this country, some downtowns really struggle. Okay, but it is a heart of any community, and we believe that strongly here in Garden City. So this, I think, is that this is what these guys are trying to do, is maintain the economic viability of our downtown in helping those retailers succeed, and also recruit people to come.
And the social aspect.
Yeah, Pat, right. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. How'd you end up in Garden?
Well, Ray, I was born in a small farm, Merriam County in Kansas, up by the Nebraska border, just a suburb of Kansas City. My dad worked for the government. I'm so thankful that he got us out of the Ozarks. So my dad's from the Ozarks. Like, if you live down there, you're kind of stuck in tourism. But he, was in the service and got transferred down to the Wichita area. And that's kind of where I grew up. So after my mom and dad had a few different ideas of what they wanted me to be, you know how that goes. Like, yeah, they wanted me to go into ministry. So, campus, Bethel Christian, and, and then did some courses at Cali. But I realized it's got to be a calling.
Yes.
To be in the ministry, there's got to be a calling. And I realize now, after, almost 63 years old, that if you're going to be successful, you have to have a passion for what you're doing. Yeah. So anyway, I get off track a little bit sometimes, because I wish I had one of those names like Leandro where you could really roll something. Like, I'm like, oh, it's Leandro, and then it's like Patrick. I'm like, well, that's boring, but.
You know what? I noticed you've served in the forces, right?
Yes.
And thank you for your service, by the way.
You're welcome.
Tell us a little bit about that, if you can. Was it a short stint? Was it?
Well, it was 7 total years. Now, a few years were spent inactive. Everybody's born with 7 years to serve. So I went in, and originally when I went in, I wanted to be police. I've always had a passion for police. Yeah, I always wanted to be just the law and just the way I was raised. I come from, it's like, these are your rules and this is what you do.
Probably pretty structured, right?
Yeah, very structured. It was one of those deals where your dad worked where he worked, and then your mom, if you were lucky enough, your mom stayed home.
Right.
And so she kind of was the disciplinarian in my house, but you were good when dad got home.
Yeah.
But so I decided, mom and dad wanted me to be a minister. And so they had a big push. So I studied theology and did all that at Bethel, but I just realized it wasn't a calling. So I went into the service, and I wanted to be, like I said, I wanted to be in the police force, but they were like, no. So they do this test with you, like an aptitude test or whatever it is. And they said, you need to either be in the legal field or the administrative field. And I'm like,
wow.
Well, I don't really see that, but okay. So they talked me into it, because you're young.
Yeah.
And when you're young, people are a strong influence on you.
That's correct.
So I went in, I started as a 75 Bravo, which is, I don't know if you've ever seen the show MASH from years ago.
Yeah.
So I was basically,
The other may not know.
I don't know. I know mashed potatoes.
well, I got the same body type and not as close. But I was basically, I want to do the dance now, but I was basically radar when I first started, and then I transferred over into the legal field. So dealt with all that. And then after that, you do a few things when you get out, like, what do I really want to? I want to follow this. So I just kind of stayed in the administrative field, and I went to work for Boeing and
I saw that.
Worked for logistics. We did everything from, reviewing contracts to being the go-between with the union and the workers and the buyers, and just everything that has to do with the flow of everything. Sure. So I worked there for 27 years.
Oh, wow.
And then
not a bad gig, probably.
It's one of those jobs where you can't walk away from, because the insurance was so amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You got your family, and as you get older,
that's important.
Oh my God!
Nowadays,
it's so important.
Yeah.
So it wasn't my passion. So on the side, I always worked community events. So my wife has always been in the community related field, rec center, stuff like that. So I would always work on the side, but I've always had a little niche. Like I've always wanted to take something that was broken or maybe needed help and like try to fix it. And so I got my first real taste of full-time director type stuff. So they had a Mulvane Patriots baseball. So if you've ever heard of the NBC World Series where the college kids come and play in Wichita,
Right.
they had a program down there that dissolved. And I said, well, let me see if I can restart this program. So, I mean, that's recruiting kids from Louisiana, Florida, Texas.
It's not going to be an easy task.
No. And then how do you get people to the game?
Yeah.
So I think the biggest lesson I learned, it's you got to be genuine
Yeah.
and you got to have a passion.
You got to be real. You got to be yourself.
So once I got it all rolling, every game I walked and shook everybody's hand that came to the game and just thanked them for coming to the game because there was no cost. I mean, I didn't even charge anything to come to the game. It was free entry. So, but I loved it. I mean, it was nights. I didn't get home till midnight. Then I'm back up at 5:30 going to work. But it was.
But you love it.
It was so fulfilling.
It's going to drive you, right?
Yeah, it was so fulfilling that it's like, you just kind of like guys when they mow their grass, like we mow our grass and we sit back and like, I mowed my grass, Some other people like, okay, on to the next. But it was just fulfilling. And then when my wife took a position out here, so she kind of took and I give her all the credit in the world for molding me into the man I am as I age.
I think most women do.
Yeah, it's a smart move too, because this is filmed. So it's on record. But she took a position out here in Garden City, and she asked me if I would consider retiring and moving out here. So I said, absolutely. Well, retirement lasts about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She said, you've got to go back to
You're
work.
not the type of guy. I don't see you as the type of guy sitting home or just doing
I got to have
chores, man.
Yeah, I love.
Gotta have something.
Yeah, I love doing something. So I got into this field. I love it. It's rewarding.
Where were you stationed at?
I was stationed at different places. I spent time in Germany, but my main home was Fort Riley, Kansas. So
And tell us who is your wife now? I know her, but
Tisha Hurd. She's the director for Parks and Rec. So she has the golf course, the swimming pool, the zoos, the cemetery. She's got so much. But, Leandro here asked me something when I first started. So we're down there cleaning tables, because that's part of our job. We're cleaning tables after an event. And he goes, tell me, because he's like a sponge. That's one thing about Leandro. He's like a sponge. He's like really likes to ask questions, but he's just learning. And he said, tell me what kind of leader you are. And I said, I like to kind of be the kind that's a coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And kind of coach them. But then after working with him, I realized I'm not like a coach of like a football team where you have a quarterback or running back, different values. I feel like we're almost like a doubles tennis team. It's like I'm on one side, he's on the other. I trust him.
Compliment each other.
Yeah, I trust him, what he's doing. He trusts me. And it's just been a great.
That's the way it should be. And I see you guys working from time to time. Of course, our office is downtown, and I really appreciate a lot what you do because it takes a bit. I don't know, years ago we helped start that.
Yep.
And retailers can be they're just individual.
Oh, yeah.
And can be tough to work with sometimes. Sometimes it's tough getting them all on the same page. So it's not an easy task.
There's a lot of personalities.
There you go.
That's the way I found it. But I mean, it's rewarding.
Yeah.
I mean, when you do something and it works, it feels so great. Yeah. But if you don't have that passion, it becomes a job, and I don't want it to become a job.
To get up in the morning.
Yeah, and I've had those. Working at Boeing for 27 years.
Times.
Yeah.
You start questioning yourself.
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Am I really fulfilling, what the good Lord put me here to? Because I'm one of those believe that we all have a talent. We've been blessed, and we're supposed to use that to the fullest. And that, to me, it's helping people in different ways. Mm-hmm. Okay. Leandro, now tell us, you're from Western Colorado. Now, Western Colorado's big. Well,
Yeah.
You not born in a town or what?
Trying to be
Well, some of the people.
I'm trying to keep you guessing. No, I was born in it's called Delta, Colorado, but I lived in Hotchkiss, and my parents worked on a orchard farm, and so they picked fruits. That's why I grew up. Going to work with them. When we had babysitters, they put us in a big crate where they would put apples, and we just played it. That'd be our playpen. But they picked apples, peaches, cherries, apricots, and it was a great time. I loved it. But when I was about 6 years old, the owner sold the farm, and so my dad had some friends that he knew here in Garden City, and he moved here at IVP at the time, so he started working there. We shortly followed him. So from the time I was 6 years old, I was raised here. So Garden City is my home. That's what I consider home. So then I went to Washburn University. Didn't really know what I wanted to do for school. I went to the community college here, and then took some classes there, and then went to Washburn. Didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I needed to go to school because I remember when it was first or second grade, I was it was a parent-teacher conferences, and I wasn't doing so good in class. At that time, what is it? You need to color within the lines, and I couldn't do that very well. So I remember the teacher telling my mom, "Well, he's good. He's a good student, he behaves well, but he could do better in this course and this course." And my mom told me, "Hey, you need to do a better job at school because the only reason that we came to the United States was so that you could go get an education." And I remember, 6, 7 years old, that kind of that weight of being like, wow, they left everything, because we would go to Mexico every summer.
Start thinking about
Yeah, we were like, I should probably go to school, if they moved us here. So I knew I needed to go to school, but I didn't know what I wanted to go for.
Do you have any other brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have 2 older brothers. I'm the youngest. They both went to college as well.
Okay.
One of them went for it's like design. Another one, it went as IT. So I went to school. I graduated. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. I spent some time working in Japan. Yeah, I was an English teacher. Yeah, I was an English teacher. So when I graduated, I knew I wanted to go to Japan. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I knew I wanted to get there and
cool.
and live there. So I found this program that
From the fields to Japan.
yeah.
You got a good story.
Well, I'd never seen the ocean, and when I moved to Japan, that was the first time I ever saw the ocean. But I was an English teacher over there. I worked in Tokyo, but Tokyo is so big that it has offshoot islands, and they're about, they're pretty far out there. I mean, for me, it was like an 8-hour boat ride to get to the island. And I spent 2 years there, came back, and I found myself at Downtown Vision, and so here I am now.
Wow. See, everybody has a story, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. That story just makes us a better community. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
How long were you in Japan?
2 years. 2 years. Yeah. And I was the only.
Enjoy that time?
Oh, I loved it.
Difficult?
I loved it. So I was in the island. There was about 1,000 people there. The only English speaker there, other than the 2 teachers that taught English, that were Japanese. So I had to learn a lot of my conversations were like, "How are you? Good. What did you do today?" Very kind of surface level, just, very simple. So I yearned a lot of that, and I spent a lot of time by myself there, and but I loved it. Like, I would do it all. If I could pick to go mainland Tokyo and be with, all the opportunities that are there, or that island, I would pick the island every single time.
Now, where'd you live?
I lived in an apartment right next to the school. Yeah, the ocean was like 30 seconds away from me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Never seen the ocean.
Never seen the ocean. I lived right next to it. So it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
What an amazing.
Yeah.
I did not know that about you.
Yeah. So then I came here and ended up with Downtown Vision, and I've been here since 2021, or working for Downtown Vision since 2021. Yeah.
Now, here's something you don't know, Ray.
What's that?
We both do stand-up comedy.
Oh, that's right. We both.
I saw that.
Oh, have you seen me perform?
No, I haven't seen you before, but I saw that on your bio.
Yeah, we both do it.
Yeah.
And so we actually teamed up for an Alzheimer's event.
As Alzheimer's event.
Yeah, no, well, not as the subject matter, but we teamed up and I got him on stage. He's great.
Yeah. I don't know why you started doing it, Patrick, but I did it because I was afraid of public speaking, and so that was.
So you started being.
Yeah. So I just, because it's the hardest thing to get up there and talk in front of people and try to make them laugh. And that, man, ever since, it's helped me out a lot. So I've enjoyed it, and I love comedy.
That's one of the things we teach our young boys. It is to do the things that you fear.
Yeah.
And for public speaking, we actually, I don't want to say force, make our boys do just that. There's a communication piece as part of our leadership concept. So facing your fear, and we've had a few boys who've got to get up because they cried, but we get them up. And then once they do it once, and then twice, and 3, pretty soon, then, and even we've had some older boys thank me, thank Jonas, thank the team for doing that to them because it helped and, improve their confidence. And then now they're not so shy.
Well, I think it's probably one of the best skills you can ever have is public speaking, or just going and speaking to anybody, just, hey, like, I think, if you don't have that fear, I think you can open up a lot of doors to talk to anybody or just get up in a room and talk in front of people.
Yeah, we didn't have cell phones when I was a kid. I mean, we had party lines. I mean, you pick it up, Agnes is on the phone, you have to wait. But so you had to go knock on somebody's door and say, hey, can Johnny come out to play? And now it's all done through text. And I think we lost that communication, or our kids have lost that ability to communication. I got started in because I was kind of an oopsie baby. Like, yeah, my mom says no, but you don't wait 4 or 5 years when you have them stare step and then have one. So I always had to be, entertain with my words to be involved with everything. And I just started doing it. And now it's kind of like, hey, Patrick, let me wind you up, entertain us for an hour, and so I have to sing and dance.
I have to ask, okay, have you done comedy and nobody's laughing?
Oh, man.
I don't hear real well, so sometimes they may not be. I actually had a really tough experience the last set we did. The mics went out.
Oh, that's not good.
And so I just started addressing the table that was closest to me. And now they laughed, but the others were like, what's he saying? So it was a tough, but it's, you just pick up and go on. So things are never going to go right. It's how you can adjust on the fly. But I think public speaking should be the top of everybody's list.
Years ago, I was involved with Toastmasters.
Oh, yeah?
That kind of helped me.
What is that?
They used to have Toastmasters.
Yeah.
Never heard of Toastmasters?
No, I haven't. Is that like
actually you can actually start one. It's a group, and I'm just trying to remember, but it would be a group of people who were interested in improving their public speaking.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I think there was kind of levels, and everybody had to get up, and speak about something, their favorite subject, or maybe something happened to them, or it was personal. That's kind of how you kick it off. And then you just keep it proven and keep it proven. And then maybe on a certain subject that you have to do a little research. But it's to get you proficient to being a public speaker. They don't have it no more. And it's sad because actually, I was thinking, I don't know why, but I was thinking this morning, man, I wish there was, because we can all continue to improve, right?
Yeah.
I wish there was an organization where we could get people together to learn to public speak and to overcome that fear, because I know a lot of people have that. They say it's like the second or third most.
Yeah, I believe that.
Most, the other one's jumping out of airplane, And it's a really important subject. So we actually have our boys try to break that shell, and we try to help them along. Now, will they stay with it? As long as they're with us, they do it. But once they leave us, then we hope that they will stay with us.
Right.
Comedy is a great way to get over it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be times that, you don't get quite the reaction.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to read the room.
Yeah.
And then, let me come off a little bit and go this direction and see what kind of gets their interest. Last thing you want to see is somebody pull out their phone. That's the last thing you want to see. Yeah. You want to keep them engaged.
That's discourage you a bit.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm more of a storyteller, comedy style. Leandro's he's almost rapid fire comedy.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. I didn't know you guys do it.
Yeah. I've done probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 shows here in Garden.
Yeah. And I did mine in college, and I did some in Japan, and now here. So I think here in Garden City was the hardest.
You did some in Japan here. You got those Lebanese to laugh at you.
It was like this. Yeah, I did not.
It was a good time, but I think though doing it in Garden City is the hardest because people. Like I don't have a problem doing it in front of people that I've never seen. Yeah, but it's hard. So I was sweating a little bit. So
He was great. He was great.
Hey, we better get down to talk about. Let's talk about Downtown Vision. Patrick, we'll start with you. I know Downtown Vision's been around for some time, and the intent is to keep our downtown economic viable, and helping those folks downtown to grow, and then recruiting or getting people interested in come downtown. So tell it, what is the mission, or is there a specific mission?
To kind of wrap it into a smaller bundle.
Sure.
So we really focus on the economic and the social impact of our downtown. Because we believe, as most people believe, that if your downtown is strong, it's kind of like the heart. If your downtown is strong, the rest of the body works. So if that heart starts failing, then everything else starts shutting down. So we just find the importance of whether that's a store, whether that's an event, whether that is a parade, all that brings people to downtown, and it builds, yes, we want to have our businesses prosper and be, and all that. But it's more about, to me, it's more about the engagement. Like, we want people to come know what we are. Who are we? What do we have down here? I just feel it. Both of us feel it's super important. Without those things, for an example, just a Christmas parade, that's one of the many things that we rent. That's like,
It's gotten pretty big.
it's like 12 to 13,000 people come to that parade,
And that's something.
And
And that was a nice day.
Oh, yeah, it was a nice day, yeah.
Pretty warm for it.
And it's challenging just being a two-man operation.
Oh, yeah.
But we get a lot of help from your organization and others, and I can't tell you how thankful we are
Well,
for the people in this town.
absolutely. I think that speaks well of Garden City. People that live here and in the county.
Yeah.
You have anything to add to that, Leandro?
Yeah, no, I would say that, I've been here for 5 years. This is going to be 5 years. And I would say that, for example, you are one of the people that actually helped start.
We did years ago.
Yeah. And it was a combination of businesses downtown that, to Patrick saying, yeah, it is the heart of our community.
He's absolutely correct.
But, it was these individuals within that had business downtown felt like they had a big connection to downtown that started this program. Was it last year? We hit this year's 21 years Downtown Vision as an organization. So, I'm just thankful for people like you that, had the foresight that got together, because it's not an easy thing. You guys just kind of like, hey, well, we have an idea. How are we going to get this idea going? It's a lot of work to put it together.
I tell you really how that all began, and this not about me, but I thank you for saying that. But it was a result of our downtown folks were just getting a little tired and upset, because oftentimes when we would bring businesses,
Right.
that it was around the Home Depot,
Right.
enticing them to come. They get a little upset, and it's very hard to have incentives in place for our retailers downtown, but yet we give the big boys the incentives to come here. Of course, I agreed with it because of the number of folks it's going to employ, the folks that will come here to shop even more. But nevertheless, that's the reason. And I was on the city commission at that time, and that's what I was hearing.
Right.
And so I thought, we've got to do something to help our downtown.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we started.
Yeah, and a lot of those businesses that did help start, they're still around. I mean, Tinny Glass, right? Kendall. I mean, now he
took care of all the plants. And
and he still does. Rich Harp. So again, a lot of instrumental people that help put this together. So no, it's been great, and I think, Patrick talks about trying to get people downtown, whether it be through the businesses. But man, those businesses downtown, they work hard. They do. That's their life. I mean, that's one thing that I've learned working here. It's like, we can do as much as we can, but man, am I grateful for those people that are downtown, because they work their butts off. Those businesses work their butts off. It's their life. So yes, it is a lot of different personalities, a lot of different ways that people want to go, and it's hard to steer the ship all in one direction. But, I respect everybody's input and everything they have to say, because man, they're living it every day,
Yeah. Well, they need help too.
Yeah.
If we can't neglect the heartbeat of our community, they were right being upset. They were right wanting to do something. So when we started that, we found out about the Main Street program, and that's how it all kind of picked off. Yeah. So there was a lot of people responsible for to make it happen. It wasn't just me. At the time was on the city commission. At the time, it concerned me, and I would just put it this way: it's kind of like the spark that the people kept the flame going.
Yeah,
that's how I would say.
20 years, and then now we're part of an accredited program with Main Street Main Street America. You know, and it,
Tell us about that.
so yeah, so Main Street America basically, just like the story that you told of all these businesses getting together because they felt, you know, that they wanted to have a voice and wanted to make sure that they weren't just forgotten, you know, because there's a lot of communities share the same story that they're downtown, but as the years go by, development starts on another part of town and they kind of get sometimes forgotten. Yeah. So Main Street America basically, yeah, they want to make sure that they focus on preservation and want to make sure that downtowns are economically viable. And when you put this numbers of so let's, for example, right, if you're looking at a small business and it's one individual, right, one individual who works there, okay, maybe not a lot of numbers, but if you're looking at the whole downtown, I mean, it's as big as, you know, the hospital. It's as, I mean, one downtown, and you're looking at all those individuals that work there. Yeah, I mean, you're not just looking at one individual. You're taking the downtown as one entity or one kind of, if you look at like St. Catherine's Hospital, right? You're looking at that as one. But so if you're looking at what the whole downtown does, I mean, it's a big driver in your community. It is. And so that's how, you know, Main Street America wants us and wants our communities to look at our downtowns, that you're not just looking at one business. You're looking at a collection of businesses within that area and how that drives your community. And the numbers are big. I mean, it shows there, you know, how much, you know, how much of impact our downtowns do for our community. So that's what Main Street America, now being accredited through them, there are things that we have to do throughout the year and make sure that we focus on. And that's huge help, because when you started when these community or these individuals got together and started this organization here in Garden City, they just were doing it because they had the passion. But now with Main Street America, we have a guideline of things that we can do. So that's what we're trying to, you know, follow, so that we can help these business owners who are putting their blood and sweat in their business and help them and help guide our downtown to a brighter future.
Yeah. Well, there's several people down there. You mentioned the hospital. You have county people down there. You have You have law enforcement down there. You have attorneys. You have realtors. You have retailers and salons. There's a lot of folks that's concentrated right there.
Yeah.
And if you've never been to downtown Garden City, you're missing out. Like, where are you going to go? Where you're going to have music playing on the streets? You come at Christmas time. It's amazing down there. 233,000 lights, I believe.
Yeah, I noticed this year there's a lot more Christmas lights on all the trees, and even more trees in the
Yeah. So it just keeps increasing. I think this year was 233, somewhere around there, give or take 1,000. But it's we couldn't do any of this though without the support we have from the city, the county, the organizations. It's everybody. Like, it's not me and him doing all this. I mean, we just have that support to allow us to focus on things.
And then the stories that are there too, like the all the people that own the businesses, most of them are from Garden City, you know. And I mean, let's take for example, Corner on Main, how long that's been there, you know. Jessica from Sage from Sage House Hopes, who, you know, more than plus 5 years, you know, with her business, I think 7 this year. Alicia Gian with Roots.
She's been successful.
Yeah, as well. So I mean, there's a lot more, obviously, but man, there's tons of stories there. And so I think that's what I like most about downtown, is the stories. As I've gotten to work it is the last 5 years, how much I've learned about people and how everybody's connected in one way or another. So that's what I've really enjoyed.
Is there any Go ahead.
The tradition story in itself.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know, we just finished that up this year with the reinforcement of the walls, because it was getting decayed and falling. And so there was,
right. Yeah.
It was a huge grassroots type program that raised money, and we put that into place, and it's completely done now.
Yeah. So, you know, Mike with Traditions, right? And our Traditions, right? Yeah. Again, Traditions names, they had different names in the past. Yeah, but you go in there.
Mars ice cream.
Yeah, you go in there and it looks like, you know, took a step back in time. Beloved business in the community. He was having some health issues back in 2023. The community banded together and they raised more than $20,000 within a month.
I know.
You know,
that speaks a lot again about our.
And he was able to fix, you know, the wall that he had issues with and do some improvements down in his cooking area and then inside of his building. So again, stories are awesome, and I just
that's
love
what we need. That's what it takes. You know, is that coming together and helping people again, helping people.
Family.
Yeah, family. You're right. And this is all new to you a little bit.
Oh yeah.
You've been here a couple of years.
Yeah.
It looks like you're enjoying it.
I love it. We love it here.
Yeah.
We're it's a different style of life, but it's something that we really enjoy.
Well,
and it's going to be hard to move
We
away.
hope you stick around.
Yeah, well, we plan.
You know what you say earlier? We're talking off air. Let's go ahead and throw it out there. What's the average?
1 year.
Yeah, that's sad.
Not for living here, but for my
No, I
business.
know, but that's sad. Still sad. And it can be for a variety of reasons.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and I mean, and part of that too, you know, and what they're saying to that is that, you know, directors within executive directors at nonprofits that are downtown organizations like we are, right? Yeah, short term, they usually work in there, but it's a lot of different reasons. It's we're a 2-man team. Sometimes it's not a lot of resources. Sometimes it's a lack of insurance. Sometimes it's you know, long hours. I mean, because during the summer when we're doing events, we're working bam, 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 and it's just me and him, you know. So yeah, you hit that threshold of a year. Now you're past it, right?
Now
That's what they sold, and so it's what they say that directors at Downtown Vision usually last a year, and that's not just here in Garden City, that's nationwide. I mean, when we go to these trainings and with Main Street America, that is something that they notice nationwide, that these directors only last. Yeah, they're all different setups. So some downtown organizations are, you know, connected with their CVBs or their chambers. Some are with the city. So it's just so different, you know.
Kind of joined at the hip.
Yeah.
We kind of got our individual offices.
Yeah. But we're super grateful to the city for the, you know, the backup that they've given us and the support that they've given us. So, but yeah.
And you know, obviously, there's a board of directors.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. How many are on that board?
What do we have currently? We have
Six.
Four. That is Debbie is
An ex officio.
Right.
Yeah, she was our president last year, and now she's our ex officio. But yeah, even for the it's all volunteer basis, you know, and it's hard to find people because again, there's a lot of things going on in Garden City, and so finding people that don't have a lot of time stretched out, you know, other ports. You're a busy man yourself, doing a podcast, Real Men, Real Leaders. You're with the college board of trustees.
You don't have to bring everything out, Leandro.
You're a great dress. You know, you dress very well. You know.
I get that familiar with the camera.
So again, yeah, it's hard to find board members, you know, that aren't busy themselves and you know, 'cause it's volunteer. I mean, it's all volunteer based. So
Yeah, and that, you know, that's like that even for our organization.
Oh, yeah.
We have a healthy board, but we're starting to lose some members for a variety of reasons. And so it's a constant, you know, it has been, but here we're going to have to pick up a few board members. So if anybody's interested, serving on the Real Men, Real Leaders board, okay, now Rich Point himself, I'll talk to you about that. We're going to need 2 or 3 members. So anyway, well, we're going to take a quick break. I want to break right now, Edgar, if you don't mind. Is that okay? He's my guy, tell me. And we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about what does it take? If Reynaldo Mesa wants to go downtown, is there any space available? Is there any incentives? We'll get into that in just a bit. So stay tuned. So we'll take a quick break.
Hey listeners, we'd like to take a moment to highlight the heart of Real Men, Real Leaders, our volunteer program. You can join us as a volunteer, whether it's mentoring youth, helping with community events, or lending a hand with projects like yard cleanups or moving assistance. Or if you need volunteer support, maybe for your next community event, just let us know. Visit www.realmenrealleaders.org/volunteer-portal to get involved or request help. Together, we're building a stronger community.
Hey, Reynaldo Mesa here. Welcome back to our segment here with Garden City Downtown Vision Inc. I've got Patrick and Leandro here. We're going to kind of pick up where we left off. Patrick, Leandro, doesn't matter who. If I want to go downtown, first of all, is there any space available?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
There is
we've got
space
some
available.
Great opportunities. We've had some people come in that are reorganizing or maybe remodeling a little bit
Good.
to allow for businesses to come down. Yes, we've got space.
Awesome. And then if I wanted to go down there and maybe the space fits me, say, I like that space, Patrick. Can you help me? Is there any incentive that you can help someone to get started down there? Now, they probably have to have skin in the game.
Right.
You know, you're just not going to give the.
Well, I'll let Leandro speak on the specifics a little bit more, but yes, we have programs that are through the state. One of them is called an IWW.
Okay.
You're not going to find this anywhere at any bank, anything, but it's a 0% interest.
Yeah.
And so there's the time frame, but the part of it is that you have to be downtown and you have to stay downtown for the length of that loan. It's that's what the program's for, is to build your downtown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest one. And that just the simple fact to me, if you want any kind of event, it's going on downtown.
Yeah.
So if you want the exposure, downtown's the place to be, because every parade, every event, everything's going on downtown.
Is there any numbers that have used that, like number of businesses, number of dollars? Do you know how many dollars have been
given to us for IWW loans?
been used? In other words, the dollar amount that actually people have been given.
Oh, yes, I see what you're saying. I don't have that number off the top of my head right now. Okay. I can get that for you. However, what I can tell you, like Patrick was saying, is that, yes, that money was given to us by the Department of Commerce.
Right.
And so there are regulations that we need to follow, and that is having people use it within the downtown corridor. I can tell you, they gave us roughly $160,000. Right now we have 14 different businesses within our
There you go.
corridor,
That's good. Yeah.
that are utilizing this loan. They're the loan, and so I can tell you right now, 14. We actually just gave one today to another downtown business building owner. So he bought the building. He wanted to fix up the plumbing in it. So we just issued that loan today. But yes, these loans are called incentive without walls, so IWW loans. And they vary. So depending on the amount, you can pay it off in 1 year up to 5 years. The most that we have issued and can issue is $30,000. And they can be used for your building, to renovate your building. It can be used for things for your business. So anything that is tangible or would benefit your business. For example, if somebody want to get a new awning, for the building, they can use it for that. If somebody want to get a new cash register or a computer, because it's going to help them, keep track of their QuickBooks.
Signage.
Yeah, signage. Racks, if they need racks for their clothes. If they need some sort of, for example, there's some business downtown that have used it for big equipment, for salons and stuff like that. And we have recently just allowed people to do inventory. So if they need to buy inventory, they can use a loan for that. However, the inventory loans are shorter term loans, just because, inventory turns around a little bit quicker. But yes, so you can use it for those types of things. So for example, let's say, Ray, you wanted to bring Ray's fashion to downtown Beverly City.
Be a hit.
Yeah. And you wanted to come in, and you're like, you know what? I really want to open this business. We would try to we have a relationship with the building owners that we can get you in, say, hey, we know this person, go talk to this person. However, the first thing that we would ask you, do you have a business plan? Because I think it's really instrumental to have all your.
Oh, sure.
To make sure
and
that
that's another aspect, though, where you can come and help.
Yeah.
That if they don't, well, let's see what we can do to get you the help. You may not directly help them, but you can get somebody to.
That's right. We have a great partnership with Economic Development.
There you go.
Grant Lindenberger, who is works for Economic Development, but also part-time does SBDC, Small Business Development Center. He helps people for no charge put together a business plan.
That's great.
And I think that's the first thing you have to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Business plan. You can't start until you figure out what it costs to do it.
Yeah, a lot of some building owners will sometimes ask you, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? Because they want to make sure that
it's going to work.
Vision success, right? It should be successful. That's part of having skin in the game. Make sure you're doing all that work. Again, if you're going to go out for a loan, the banks, some grants or some loans through the state, they're also going to ask you some of these questions. So making sure you have all that information is something that we'd ask you. And then, if you would need some sort of funding, we on our side have connections with Main Street, Kansas. They have grants that sometimes come out. Department of Commerce also, we're connected with them, so we can sometimes reach out for certain grants, if you need them. We have our IWW loans, which are great. Yes, maybe only $30,000 won't cut it for you, but these also could be used for gap funding. So sometimes you get funding through a grant or through the bank, and then we would fill in that other part for you, right? So it's
excellent.
It's useful to use different sources of funding, and that IWW could be great. Or if you needed a lot more than $30,000, could be a great for that gap funding.
Well, and the beauty of that is, as that money gets paid back, it goes back into the
Right. It's a
living fund.
it's a revolving
It just comes over when they paid it, goes over to here. We can loan that out again.
Yeah.
Loan it out again. So it just,
which is a great deal. Yeah.
and not only, do we have ability through that, like we can guide you in the right direction with a bank if you need to go to a bank and get a loan, or you need things
Sure.
like that. We're just trying to offer everything and be the go-between
Right.
so that we can help
Well,
you. We want you to be successful.
Yeah, because some people, they may have an idea
Right.
and they may have some good business sense, but sometimes they don't know where to start.
Right.
It's a lot. I mean,
It is a lot.
it's a lot. I mean, you have the passion, but putting all your ideas together
Right.
and making sure that they could be sold, it's a lot of work. So yeah, no, but that's what we're there for. And if anybody ever wants to, hey, maybe right now is not the time, but just start putting everything together.
Business plan.
Yeah.
I've got to ask this because it's always been a challenge or an issue or
Who does my hair? Is that
I think you got that covered, Patrick. No, there's always, we want retailers downtown, right? But sometimes you don't end up with that. You have insurance, you have real estate. And I know that's always been, I don't want to say controversial or a controversy, is that, how big of an issue is that? Because I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but is that like is downtown America you're talking about, right?
Main Street America, yeah.
Yeah, or Main Street America. What do they say? What?
So I think the conversation, is it a conversation that people gets heated a little sometimes? Yes, it is. I think what everybody's starting to realize is that downtowns are evolving. So a lot of downtowns used to be all retail, right?
Yeah,
That's where you would go for your day shopping, bam, 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 bam. But as communities evolve, I mean, that doesn't tend to be the story, and not just our community, but a lot of communities, right?
Yeah.
And so these downtowns are starting to evolve and starting to do things differently. For example, let's take the Main Street Market Hub here in Garden City, right? It's a collection of businesses. And now this isn't a new idea. We had something like this before in Garden City, but I mean things like that where yes, it's not just your traditional retail. Now it's services, salons, entertainment. So it's a collection of different businesses. So yes, is that something that a lot of people who were maybe remember their downtowns like that want?
Yeah.
Of course, who wouldn't want that, right? It makes it easy for everybody to just be able to just ping pong back and forth the street and get all your shopping done. But as we as a community and country evolve and new developments start somewhere else, we have to make sure we evolving with it as well.
Yeah.
And making sure that we bring these entrepreneurs who have these new ideas into our downtown. Because again, let's take, for example, the Lab. I don't know if you've been to it. It's Central Cup. It's on 8th Street. He has a coffee shop on one side, and on the other side, he has an arcade.
Yeah.
And
We've been down there. Remember, our boys been down there.
And so again, not something you see in your traditional downtown, but it offers entertainment for families.
Sure.
And it's just, again, I think it's really cool. Salon 115, I know they are a salon, but they try to do different things to bring people in there. It's just there's so many, when you think outside of like what a traditional downtown used to be and what it can be.
Right.
I mean, the sky's the limit.
I think there's another way to look at it too, the way I look at it. So if you just have shopping down there, you're getting the shoppers. What about the person that buys something online, but they like coffee? So when you have coffee shops and you have other things, you're not drawing just the shoppers, you're drawing the people that come down for a coffee like, oh, what is that store? Let me go in there and look.
Yeah.
So you have to look at, there's different values. And if somebody comes down, let's say to get their hair done, maybe they get done with their appointment, they're walking out and they see something over there. Oh, what's that?
They're still bringing people downtown.
Still bringing people downtown.
Right.
And if your neighbor's doing well, you're going to do well.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
You know, we want everybody to be successful because that just means their neighbor's going to be successful.
And you are also downtown. Real Men Real Leaders is downtown.
Yeah, we're downtown, but we're on the top floor.
On the top. But how many times have you been able to utilize, like, for example, Garden City Art? Right?
Oh yeah, our boys go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
What they do there, they have a showcase for artists, and they have an area where they sell pieces of art, and then they have classes. So you get all these different people who are interested in art, who are interested in buying.
that's a good example.
Classes, So it just businesses now, I think, are that I'm seeing are starting to do more than just retail. They're starting to add experiences, and I think really that's important. I think a lot of new age shoppers are looking for experiences, and
What it is, really.
I think that's what downtowns can offer. I mean, the first suit I ever bought was from Kindle, Caps.
Yeah.
And I remember I went to him and I'm like, hey, I want this type of suit. It's like, you don't need that suit. He knew what I wanted. He knew that. He knew what I needed. And when he showed it to me and he put it on, I'm like, that's kind of what I needed.
And that's what you get downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that is the experience you get downtown is you're getting the one-on-one, getting somebody that doesn't know anything about their product. Yeah. You're getting somebody like Kindle.
Yeah.
Kindle. He knows.
He looks at you like he knows what.
He's been in business a long time.
Yeah.
Kind of missed his store, and he kind of joined his wife over there. But he's been in that business a long time, and he's done such a great job.
He looked at me, handed me a sack, and said, "You're good. Where's that? Much I could do for you."
A couple of things, and we'll wrap it up. One, the hub. You spoke about the hub. Downtown used to be in charge of it. What's going on with the hub now?
Yeah.
I was going to say, so at one time it had 40 vendors. Is that fair? Inside there? So 40 different vendors. What we discovered was it's not a good idea for us to own something. It's better for us to help people own things. Mm-hmm. So the project got started. It was successful. Yeah. Then we let an entrepreneur take it over. So it still exists. It's just under different management. And that allows us to focus more on everything else.
Downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, we had, it was a former director, she was very kind of, got the wheel started.
Oh, she was very on hands.
Yeah. Very on hands. And our board was, for it, with the idea of, an incubator, obviously wanting a place for people to start their business.
Sure.
And get going. And like Patrick mentioned, as time goes on, you realize, okay, is it an incubator or is it a business, and we want to help start things. And at the time it becomes a business, well, then you want to give it to a real entrepreneur. And we found some great entrepreneurs to take that over, Sin and Kenny Wynn.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah, Kenny owns Saigon.
Successful.
Yeah, successful. Yeah, Kenny owns Saigon's Corner. Great Vietnamese restaurant, if you guys have ever been to it.
Been there.
And then Sin owns Serenity Nails, which is right down next to them. So these guys are entrepreneurs,
Yeah, they are.
They're in the blood. And what better option to have people who have their own successful business?
They've been here for about 20 years or so.
Yeah, I mean, Sin, where'd that Tyson?
Yeah, that's where some of those people got their start.
Yeah, and she went to nail school and started her own, or ground out.
Yeah.
So we're super fortunate that they were, interested in taking over. And
well, good.
We handed
I knew there were some changes and so forth, and so I wanted to talk about. Yeah,
it's allowing them to be the entrepreneur.
One that allows you to concentrate on the overall.
Yeah,
and doesn't pull you away so much. Second thing, last thing here, a lot of activities happen downtown, and you guys are right smack involved with that. One of them has been Fall Fest, amongst others. That was pretty successful this past year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And how many vendors usually come to that, Leandro?
Vendors this last year we had 110.
Wow, 110 vendors on the street.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yes, throughout the year, as far as what Downtown Vision does, starting in May, we have Food Truck Fridays.
Good.
Right from to September, and then we'll have a new event this year. We're gonna partner up with Beef Empire Days, to put on a new event. But then outside of that, we have Fall Fest, which is always the third Saturday in September. Always more than last year. I think we had right around 12,000 people attend, and then we'll have we partner up with Kansas Cruisers to do the trunk or treat. And then we do the Christmas events like the tree lighting and the parade.
Parade, yeah.
Yeah, the parade, and then we do Tuba Christmas. But outside of that, those are the events that we hold. But then, there's tons of other events that the community.
Yeah, they come down and organize and do their thing. I mean,
And we help.
Yeah.
We help with whatever we can.
Yeah, like for example, this big shout out to the Fiesta, who this year will be at their 100th year.
oh yeah, they've been doing it a long time. They used to serve on that committee.
Right, Cinco de Mayo. We
Yeah.
have there's tons of events downtown. So there's I mean, once it starts getting warm, every weekend there's something going on.
Always something to do.
Yeah, so May to October, you can expect to see something downtown all the time. And again, outside of that, the businesses themselves do events, within their business, and so there's always something going
I
on.
want to tie in a little bit. Tell them about YEC.
Oh, that's right. This is our YEC. This is a partnership with Economic Development and Network Kansas. So YEC is stands for Youth Entrepreneurship Challenge.
Yeah.
You've been a judge.
Yeah.
You judge over that. Yeah. Basically, high school.
Getting our young people involved.
Yeah, high school students put together a business plan, and then they pitch their business to the community, and the community can vote on who's their favorite. So we have in the past we had a people's champ, so the one that gets the most people's votes, and then our judges vote for their.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're going to do that.
We'll do it again this year. I believe the day will be March 3rd,
Wonderful.
and then again they win cash prizes. And then the winner gets a chance to go to state where they can win even more cash prizes.
Wow. What a wonderful thing.
How much I like.
Engaging our youth.
Yeah, we don't talk about the mural, the interactive mural we have now. There's so much going on.
So first one in Kansas.
First one in the state of Kansas.
So we have Asian.
Why not else?
Yep.
So we put that together and got some grants and got that thing rolling. And it's if you haven't been down there to do it, you go down there to basically the courthouse, and then you just take your phone and scan it, and the wall comes to life. The butterflies fly off the wall. The flowers grow. It's amazing.
Now, what is this?
It is AR. It's augmented reality. So you go down there, and there's a sign. We've got two big signs on each side of the street. And
By the courthouse.
yeah, it's on the courthouse. One's on
North
the
side.
courthouse. Yeah,
On the north side.
side of giant mural of butterflies, which really represents Garden City, because monarchs travel thousands of miles.
Yeah, they do.
It's like people travel here and migrate here. So we use that mural because we thought it was a great representation of Garden City. And you scan this with your phone, and an app will pop up, and you just look through your phone, and the mural will come to life. The butterflies will literally come off the wall. The flowers will grow. It's amazing.
On your phone, though.
On your phone. Yeah, they're not really coming.
Yeah, don't get freaked out when you see it.
I don't want to see, man, I know you do comedy. Now you're doing magic.
It's pretty magical. But we're the only one in Kansas. Cool.
Yeah.
So first one in Kansas.
Cool. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we've seen this. They do this in Detroit World.
Oh, they do.
Detroit. They do it in Detroit. It's an opportunity to bring more people to the downtown area. So we're trying to every avenue we can to increase the things to do. And it's 24/7. You don't have to wait till 3 o'clock for it to open. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Did you know about that, Edgar?
Yeah.
There you go. Of course, the photographer, he would.
In this time on clothing.
Yeah. No, guys, it's been great. This is the kind of information we want, but also talk about leadership. You guys are leaders in your way because you're being active. And that's how we define leadership to our young boys. It's an activity. It's not no title. Titles, you could have a title all day long and not be an effective leader.
Yeah.
And then
again, I want to just big shout out to all the businesses, because all on their own.
absolutely.
Big leaders in the community.
Yeah.
Who and owning their own store. I mean, man, yes, Patrick and I, do the most that we can to bring people, but we wouldn't have it downtown without businesses.
And we know it's a fact that small businesses drive this economy of ours, period, in this nation. It's the small businesses. So we got to help them and do all we can to make sure they're, viable and being successful,
For sure.
And so you guys do a great job. Patrick, I hope you hang in there and you beat the one year.
This guy, yeah.
Leandro's awesome. It's good to have you both down there. You complement each other really, really well.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, and maybe next time we'll have you on. We'll do some comedy.
We can do it.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I read your deal. I didn't know he did comedy now.
He's very funny.
Yeah, so that would be interesting. But
At Corner shows one time, we'll
I'll have to. Yeah, you got to let me know when.
Okay.
And I'd love to see him. But no, thank you for all that you do. We live in we are blessed. You're right. We are blessed to live in a community that we do. I think that's the reason why we are so successful.
It is.
Because people pull together and always have and always will. I think, and we may have our differences, but we get past that, and I think that's the reason why we're so successful. Hey, I want to thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for the next episode. We appreciate you. And if you'd like to come on our podcast, please give me a call. My number is 785-230-6388. We'd love to talk about that, possibly have you on. And Leandro, thank you so much. Patrick,
Thank you, my
I really enjoyed this. It was a great episode. Hey, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. You can. Go ahead. You guys want to keep the cup? Keep it.